Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you this evening. We have been working on this Bally Harvest 1964 pinball machine, electromechanical pinball machine. I think we did 3 videos on it so far, so this is our 4th video, hopefully the last video. We're pretty much done with it. The thing plays. Cosmetically, the gentleman wanted us to kind of leave it a lot the way that it was because it was his father's pinball machine that he operated in his business, so he likes the patina on it, and he used to play it when he was a little boy, so he likes it looking like this, looking old. However, with that said, we haven't done anything with this back glass yet. I'm going to take this thing out and clear coat it so that it doesn't get any worse. You can see that the paint is flaking away in areas. Now, we could repaint some of that, but he'd rather kind of just leave it how it is. If we did repaint it too, you would see all of these lines. They'd just be a different color, so it wouldn't really make it look that much better. Very cool art. Look at this one. Look at that. That's so cool. Just very well drawn. Boy, he looks happy, doesn't he? The farmer's going to wreck his wagon. Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road, Buster. Oh, there's another one. Ooh, I just noticed there's another wagon. Let's see who's in the other wagon. This is how I end up making 4 videos instead of 1. It'll be all right. This wagon's got all the men folk in it, it looks like. Yeah, that's all the men folk. So, very cool. This has this feature here, a holdover feature, where whenever you win a free game, or whenever the ball goes through the free ball gate or something, another pumpkin lights up on the back glass, and when you get to 10, you win a free game. How do we figure that out? It's if you get a free game, it lights that up. So after you win 10 free games, you win another free game just for that, or something like that. I don't know. Do I have that right? I can't. We looked it up in the previous video. Maybe it's when the ball goes through this free ball gate. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we got to do that. We got to do a few things on the playfield, and we've got to work on this back glass. So I'm going to pull the glass out, and then we're going to replace all the light bulbs behind it. We're going to clean the glass a little bit and clear coat it so that it won't get any worse. Alright, so I've got the back glass in the other room. I sprayed some triple thick on it, letting it dry. We've done a bunch of videos about that. I replaced all of the bulbs, so it should be a lot brighter just because several of the bulbs weren't lit up. These are the 10 pumpkins that light up. These are the balls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's game over, it wasn't working. That's tilt. That's the 1,000 indicator. Yeah, that's right. When you get to 1,000 points, that light lights up so that there's a 1. These are the match numbers, 1 through 10. And sometimes this is where the name is. Sometimes you would put blinking bulbs there. And I would do that if I was going to sell it. But since it's a customer's game and he kind of wants it the way he remembers it, it didn't have blinking bulbs back there. So I just left them normal and put new ones there again. So we'll wait on all that to dry. But I think we'll play it a little bit and just test it by hand and see if we can track down some stuff. So I think the first thing we'll do is see how it is, like I was saying, that you win that next pumpkin on the back glass. Let me look at the schematics again. I believe it was if the ball goes through here, you win one. So we'll see. Okay, so here is the instruction card. The one on the playfield is from the wrong game. It doesn't have anything to do with this game. So I wasn't going to replace it because it's all old looking, but I'm going to just put it inside of it. He can put it back if he wants, but it's the wrong instructions. So hit targets Bally to light the lanterns. Lighting lanterns ALL opens the free ball gate. Lighting lanterns BALL or ALLY opens the gate and lights the star. Lighting the lanterns BALLY opens the gate, lights the star, and lights special. Hitting the star target when the star is lit scores 100 and lights the next pumpkin. So that's how you do it. Pumpkin light remains lit from game to game until 1 through 10 are lit. When special is lit, Bottom left rollover scores 1 replay. Okay. 1 replay for lighting all 10 pumpkins. Looks like you can change that. 1 replay, 2 replay, 3 replay, whatever. So that's how you do it. So let's start a game and test that and see if the ALL, BALL, and ALLY opens the way it should, works the way it should, and the star light. I think they probably will, but we'll see. All right, so I've started a fresh game. Ball's in the out lane. So let's try ALL should open up the gate. Also, if you hit this light at the top, it should open up the gate. So ALL did open the gate. Okay, now if I get B or Y, it should also light the star. And it did. And so the star is now also the L. So if I hit that, that should give us a pumpkin. Hey, it gave us 100 points and a pumpkin. Now we didn't get a chime on 100 points. So I'm not sure why that would be. Maybe I'll look that up too. There's a 1-point chime and a 10-point chime, it seems like. And so now if I hit Y, it should give us the special as well. It did. So our star is still on. Let's see if I can get another pumpkin. Yep, and it gave us 100 points. Now if I hit the special, I should get 50 points, and I should get an extra game. I'm at 7 replays right now. I got 8, but I didn't get my 50. Maybe you don't if the special's lit. It says 50, and it says special when lit. Yeah, well, it's giving me the special. Okay, let's try the star again. Yeah, that works perfect. All right, so let's drop the ball through here and see what happens. We're at 351. So that did give me 50 points. And it stayed open. I think we figured out on the last one that that's going to stay open until you lose the ball. Also, the flippers are pretty strong on it for the little 2-inch ones. It did give me the special. It went by real quick, but it gave it to me, so that's cool. And then at the end of the ball, it resets all of the BALLY. Now it mentions on the flyer that there are 4 kickers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they call it barn dance action. I'll show you the barn dance action here. There we go. Yep, that opened the gate too. So we'll get it down here where it's the kickers are going nuts. It does play kind of fast for one of these really old ones. Yeah, it seems to be doing everything that it's supposed to do. Got a few twinkly light bulbs, and we've got to put the card on the play field, and we've got to put the back glass back in it. We don't have the back box door. Yeah, we're about there. It's working pretty good. So I don't have the schematics yet, but the schematics for the previous one-player game from Bally called Grand Tour are pretty similar. And there's a gong adjustment, they call it. And you can set it up where the 10-point relay and the 100-point relay make the gong go off. The 1-point relay makes the match unit move, and there is a bell hanging on the bottom of the match unit that makes a noise. So we need to check this gong adjustment to make sure that the 100-point relay is supposed to give us some kind of noise. Okay, so I just checked. If I score 1-point or 10-point, I'm getting this 0 to 9 match unit step-up solenoid. The match unit is moving, whether you score 1 point or you score 10 points. And so that's the coil that makes it move. And there is a switch on the 1-point relay and a switch on the 10-point relay that makes that happen. So that all of the chimes you're hearing are the same bell that's hanging on the bottom of the match unit. So the bell that's in the back should be going on the 10 and the 100, and it's not doing anything. So something's going on there. We got to figure that out. So I took the bell all apart that was mounted there, and the problem is there's no plunger in it. There was a piece of a plunger in it. This is all I got. That almost looks like a stud that was in there. I think there was like a nylon part on this maybe, and that whole piece is gone somehow. They may have pulled it out intentionally, but the coil tests good with a meter. So I need to see what kind of plunger is supposed to be in it. Okay, so if you go to planetarypinball.com, they own the rights to Bally and Midway's pinball reproduction license, whatever. And on their website, they are kind enough to have put up all of the, or a lot of the parts manuals from back in the day. So if you look in the this is a 1964 game. If you look in the 1968 parts manual, there is actually a description of this, and it says gong assembly. That's just what they called it. And so the plunger appears to be A316-22. And if you look over here, A316-22 says plunger and rivet assembly. All right, so it doesn't show it in detail, but now we've got a part number, so maybe that'll get us somewhere. So right when I went to look this up, it starts playing Bang a Gong. Okay, if you Google that number, about the only person that mentions it is Action Pinball, actionpinball.com. So they mention that part and say that it's discontinued. And then they say you may be able to use A5387, which is just a more standard plunger. So I'm going to slide one of those in there. I think I got one of those. And we'll see if that gets our bell working again. All right, that part they were suggesting is not a good one because it's too long. It was like 2.5 or a little bit more inches. This one is I don't know the part number on it though, but it's much shorter. The problem is you need it to be short like that so that it completely goes inside the coil. Okay, so it's down here. When this coil energizes, it's going to pull that metal part up here, right? And you can see what the issue is. The bell, work with me now, I'm trying to help you. Come on, bell, work with me, bell. Don't work against me, work with me. Oh, this is so embarrassing. There we go. You can see, to hit the bell, the thing just barely needs to peek out of that coil. So that other one that's 2.5, it's already out of the coil, so you don't get a good, it's not going to bang a gong, get it on like it's supposed to, right? So this little short one's the way to go. So I don't know what the part number is for that, but just look up something that's 2 inches or a little bit less. Okay, so I've reset it again. There's our bell. I plugged it in where it'll do it on 10 and 100, which means for 10, this bell and that bell is going to ring, which will make 10 sound different than 1. There we go. You saw it, right? So we need to get the 100, which was the star. Whoa. The star, if I don't have dirt all over me. And then we should get just the bell. There you go. That's what it sounds like. All right, so now we have the chime, and the bell working. Just how it was intended. All right, so we're working on this harvest. I wanted to show some of the games that were designed by this gentleman, Ted Zale, that designed this. This guy, Ted Zale, is very underrated. He did some really interesting stuff, and I really like that he thought outside the box with the way the playfield should be designed. So he's got just tons of weird pinball designs, and I think a lot of them bombed and didn't even do that good, but for whatever reason, they let him still keep doing it. The guy was clearly a genius designer, and these were all electromechanicals too. He retired and actually passed away before the solid state stuff. But he was born in 1901, and he went to work at Bally in like 1963. So he was already 62 years old, and for whatever reason, was designing the machines. They think he worked for Genco before that, but there's really not all that much information about the guy out there. But this is like the first game that he worked on. This is actually just a copy of a Gottlieb game. He worked for Bally, so all of his games were Bally's. So this was Moonshot, which was a copy of a design of a Gottlieb game. Okay, so next he did one called Cross Country. And just look at the way the playfield is done. The ball shoots up, and then the rollovers at the top. See how they're all at an angle? They're angled to the right, and they come down, and then there's a car. It looks like driving towards the left kicker. Of course, he didn't do the art. He just did the layout. You've also got a ball gate up there on the top right that goes back out to the shooter lane. All right, so that's Cross Country. This is 3 in Line, where he's doing this thing in the middle of the playfield where there's different numbers and, you know, there's all these shots around the edge of the playfield that are kind of unique. Okay, now the guy's just getting started. This is his earliest stuff. This is Hootenanny. Hootenanny. All right. So look at the right side. See the ball gate over there to go back out to the thing? And then look at the gates up above it. Just unique. Interesting way to do it. This is Starjet. Okay, so this is a game with a 3-ball multi-ball. It's the first 3-ball multi-ball game. So there are 2 little pockets up here that the ball can land in and then blast back off. Very unique. This is Monte Carlo with the 5 pop bumpers in the middle. And then down here you're trying to spell win or big. It's unique. It had these little mushroom bumpers like we have on ours. Okay, this is Skydivers, another interesting kind of off-center layout. It's not symmetrical. There's a spinner up here on the left, and now he's got the rollovers going to the left. He's got the fairly traditional 3 pop bumpers set up that's been used since then over and over and over again. Working with the artist, he comes up with just awesome art. I guess, you know, I don't want to take anything away from the artist, but I'm sure they talked about what they wanted it to look like. But, you know, just really cool layout on that one. Okay, this is Mad World. I've got this one too. Look over at the right at the way the return lane works. You know, and then once again, we've got a weird layout up here. So by now, he's like 1 year into his career at Bally. You know, this is Grand Tour. We've been using the schematics for this one. Look at how the top is laid out. Look at that. Some of them you can't even tell what he was trying to do. This is 2 in 1. I think I've had this one before. Now they're leaning towards the left again. This is Big Day. I've had this one before. Just look how it's just laid out so weird. There's bumpers over here. There's one over here. There's one way up here. There's a couple rollover lanes over here on the right. There's 2 rollover lanes. There's a little bumper there to make the ball fall off of it into the pop bumpers. Very unique. Okay, so this is harvest that we just did. So the unique thing about this one, it's kind of plain, but the unique thing is there's 4 kickers at the bottom. This is bus stop. You know, very symmetrical layout, but very interesting looking too, with all of the bonus ladders up the left and right. This is bullfight. This is Sheba. Very strange ball return up here on the right. Look at this. So you can go out through there, but you can also go out through there. And then if you look down here, he's got another gate down here so you can go out through there. So you've got 3 ways back out to the shooter lane. This guy didn't give a crap. He did not design the games like anybody else. He just designed them whatever the hell he could think of. And he was putting these out like 1 a month. It was like 1 design a month like this. So this is Bandwagon. I've had this one before too. Same kind of thing. Look at all the mushroom bumpers. He's got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. They're just all over the place. And whenever you hit them, it lights up these numbers on this Bandwagon to do different stuff. And they weren't necessarily that the games were more fun than everybody else's games, but they were certainly unique, you know. So this is Magic Circle. You got the escape route again. You got the gate down here. You've got the mushroom bumpers that light up different lights in the middle. Who knows what he had that designed in to do. Look, there's a mushroom bumper in front of each one of the pop bumpers, which are in a line. This is Aces High. Rollovers at the top are bananas. And then you've got 4 pop bumpers for whatever reason. You've got mushroom bumpers just right out in the middle of nowhere. And then the lines up in the middle here. This is Discotheque. Look at this crap. So again, this is back in the era of the little 2-inch flippers. Look at the shots. They're just weird. So that's a shot up through that gate. Right? And then over here, there's a flipper here to hit these bumpers up here. That's the only way you can hit them, really. What's going on up? Look at this. There's a shot up here, back to the flipper. Ted Zale. The guy was brilliant. One called Gay Cruise that is the same as this one, which is Fun Cruise. So this one had no flippers. In 1966, he took the flippers off the game and just made the kickers really powerful. And then he told somebody at Bally he wanted to do that, and they said, yeah, let's give it a shot. Look at that. It's just got big kickers. Is it fun? Who knows? But it's interesting. I mean, at least he tried. This is the crap I like. I hate when everybody like, oh, this is the best game ever. The hell with that. Just, you know, I just like playing different ones. Look at the layout of this one. 4 pop bumpers wrapped around the rollovers that are just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Look at it. What in the world is that? This is Blue Ribbon. Same thing. Just look at the layout. Look at this. This guy's in his mid-60s by this point. Wild Wheels. There's some kind of thing going on in the middle there, and you hit the pop bumpers and it changes the number on it or something. The artist helps him out, gives him some nice art. 6 Sticks. Look at the shots. You're shooting at mushroom bumpers on the right side, and then over here on the left side. Just very unique setup. Okay, this is Loop the Loop. This is some kind of spinning bumper up here at the top. The artwork's just nuts. And then this is the famous Bazaar. Okay, look at the rollovers at the top. You got an escape gate like he liked. You've got the pop bumpers hidden with a mushroom bumper like he liked. Right? And then down here you had his famous zipper flippers. So he designed a game where the flippers move in the middle of the game. Williams immediately stole the idea. Six-shooter. Spinning bumper again in the middle. This is Capersville, which was also a 3-ball multi-ball. See the ball just sitting up there until they launched back out in the middle of the game. Surfers. Awesome layout. There's the zipper flippers closed on Surfers. This is Rocket 3. Crazy layout. And then finally, he had a bunch more, but this is his last one. This is in 1973, Nippet. And Nippet had an alligator that came out of here to eat the ball that was laying in that saucer there. Look at the pop bumpers. 4 pop bumpers just kind of thrown on there. And zipper flippers. The guy was awesome. Get you a Ted Zale game. All right, so we'll play it a little bit. I need to check if there's a switch up there on the top left or not. Oh. Yeah. Oh, come on. All right, we got 333 points. Missed it. Did you hear it? I think I got a free game somehow. I thought I heard the knocker, or the sounder as they called it. If it doesn't land just in the thing, you got to move it to make the ball land on the switch. Like it didn't go down the... It went down real slow and it just kind of stopped on the sidewall because it must be sitting a little crooked or something. That's kind of a sucker shot there in the middle. If you don't hit that pop bump, that mushroom bumper pretty good, it kind of ricochets back down the center pretty quick. See, the flippers are pretty strong for the little 2-inch stunners. I mean, I think those are just fine. That's probably how they were designed. On an earlier video, we looked at those and they're linear. There's no play in them or anything, so it's a pretty nice design for what they are. All right, so I need to spell Bally or Alley or something. I need to get some of those going so I can light the star. So I can win my pumpkin and get my 100 points each time. Yeah, oh, I didn't get it. It wasn't the right one. Did you hear the sounder? I thought that was the sounder. Something went click. I had some people come by earlier that are originally from Pittsburgh. Mary and her husband John, they're in their 70s, and she was saying when she was little, her dad had a bowling alley in Pittsburgh, and he brought home a pinball machine one time, and they had it in their house for a long time. And so when she was little, she was playing it. She couldn't remember the name of it, but she played this one for a little bit and really enjoyed it. All right, so that's it, folks. That's a little bit of Bally's Harvest. Very cool. So I think the customer will be happy with that. So leave your comments below. If you like these old Ballys and you want to see another Ted Zale one, check out this video that we did a while back, and we'll see you on the next one.